Hello again, everyone. So, in my previous game, I played against damjan04, and for black, probably the opening I know the best against 1d4. And usually I make some remarks on the opening, but it seems like everything went well. I won't show the entire game. If you want to see the game, you can click on the previous video and see how it went. Overall, I think I played quite a decent game this time, and the usual remark is taking place, that I should just play faster and talk maybe a little bit less. Okay, so now we are bidding for a new 5-minute game. So just to mention while we wait, in the opening, after bishop d2 rook c1, which is the line I'd like to play with white in my games here, just to have a simple solution against the announcement. The solution I believe to be the most convincing is knight takes c3 in this position, knight takes c3, bishop takes c3, and then c5. With the point that after d takes c5, I exchange the queens.
Game started.
d6. Okay, the game started. I'm playing against damjan04, FM, no flag. e4. I played e4 on most of my previous games, so now I'm trying to mix it up a bit for the e4 fans out there. We have a Sicilian, let's see, a dragon. Now I'm going to introduce my pet line against the dragon. Everyone knows, I hope, that f3 is the main line against the dragon, and then queen d2, castle long, and some attack on the h file with an h-pawn march, but I'd like to play h3. It's the same point to prevent knight g4, but I'm intending to play a little bit more in the center in the next few games, in next few moves, and there are some subtleties, and I'm sure I will show you one of them in this game, depending on what my opponent chooses. I'll just mention that d5, which is normally the main line, fails here, for partly because the f2 pawn is protecting the bishop on e3 and it's not on f3. So let me demonstrate how it happens. E takes d5, knight takes c6. So far we are following the main moves in the core, in the parallel line with the pawn on f3. Usually they play queen c7, and their point with the pawn on f3 after I take the rook is that bishop f5 threatens mate and my queen, and I'm forced to give up my queen for this rook. And normally speaking, now after my move bishop d3, had my pawn been on f3 and pawn on h2, queen e5 would be very good for black, attacking both my bishop and the pawn here. But this position with the pawn on f2 makes a huge difference, and now white is much better thanks to this bishop being protected. Yeah, he played the right move, trying to maintain more pieces for complexity. And I believe now king b1 and a3 were the main ideas for white. I think a3 was the best, but okay, let's stick to what I know. After queen b7, he tries to double attack on b2 and g2. I think I can just play bishop c1, and then if queen takes g2, then bishop e4 will have a double attack on the queen and mate on d8. So he doesn't have a time to grab material in this position. I've had a lot of blitz games. Yeah, he plays the logical move, attacking b2, and now I would like to play bishop c1. I wouldn't like to play b3 because after queen e5, this combination of queen and bishop on the long diagonal would have been quite deadly. Yeah, h5 seems like a logical move. I'm not sure how to proceed exactly, but I think he has no threat, so I'll just try to take this pawn, which is now a little bit hanging, and move it one square upwards. So maybe after I move my rook to e1, queen h2 won't be too annoying. So my next move is probably rook h e1. In case you didn't count, at the moment I'm leading by some material, and Yeah, I'm leading, I have 2 rooks and a pawn for a queen. So it's 11 points versus his 9, according to traditional methods of counting. Yeah, I wanted to play rook e1, but then this pawn would have been hanging, so I tried to keep everything protected, and now I put both of my rooks on the central open files. He attacks my f2 pawn, probably rook d2 or rook f2 comes to mind, but he can probably fork my rooks with either bishop g4 or bishop c3 and gain some material. I guess f4 makes sense, but then bishop g4 again is coming, and yeah, but then I have bishop e2. Okay, so f4, so he was attacking my pawn. Yeah, now he attacks this guy here on a2. It's not so easy to deal with. I would like to play a3. Had I played b3, he wouldn't have queen e5, but queen c3 is annoying. So now my main goal here is to consolidate the position. Yeah, he's threatening mate in 1. Seems like c4 is the right way. And if I can consolidate without compromising positionally too much, I might be almost winning. So it's not so easy for me now to come up with a response. I want to play rook e3, but then this rook will be hanging. So, and I have only 2 minutes, the usual time pressure. Not sure what to do. The pawn on g3 is attacked, but perhaps I can afford to give it away. What to do? Okay, I'll try this move. King c2. No, let's put my king on a safer square. You know what? I'll just move it. Oh, it's really hard. Come on. I have an idea. I'll play rook f1. Simply rook g1. Yeah. Okay, rook g1. It's hard to make a move. This is one of the problems in the position, but objectively it should be very close to winning if I can find the right plan. Yeah, now this was my idea. Rook f1, and after he captures, the bishop here was a bit better placed. I'm going to play f5. And maybe I'm losing my pawn, but 2 rooks versus a queen are still some material edge. And f5 is creating some threats that are not necessarily easy to parry. So I see he has twice as much time as I do, and I only have it's only about 1 minute, so I'll try to play faster. Okay, let's capture this guy. And now I would like to improve my position somehow. Bishop c2 attacking this guy on d4. The bishop is hanging and keeping everything safe. If he goes back on this diagonal, I have rook g1. Oh, I think he just blundered. As I can see it, he just blundered. Yeah, his bishop. So now my material advantage has become huge, simply. And I'm threatening mate. So I don't see how he can step out of this problem that he got himself into. So 1 minute should be enough here. Rook f7 followed by rook f8 and rook 1 to f7 is very hard to parry without further material loss. And yeah, as I see it, it's quite difficult for black to find a way. So I think I won't be wrong to say that the game is pretty much over. But let's just maintain our focus for a little bit longer. As my coach used to tell me when I grew up, all the time would tell me that the easiest type of position to screw up, to ruin, is winning position. Yeah. Okay, he didn't give me a chance to ruin the position, but it would have been very challenging to achieve. So this was a decent game. This was my weapon against the dragon. If you want to see a little bit more details, feel free to check my next video where I examine where I could have improved in the opening, and I hope you enjoyed this short game. Yes, so thanks a lot, and keep watching the videos.